Sammy Forsen for igniting our afternoon with some really good tunes. Well, from here on, we drive you home safely on the best late afternoon radio show in Ghana. This is Drive Time on Joy with Lexis Bill. Thank you so much for choosing this dial. We're grateful that you always make time at 3 o'clock to join my team and I on Drive Time. We're ready for you. Adam Naite, Philip Nye, Abeku Sankofi, Anita Tay, Mirabel Johnson, O4Z, Chris Piquet. Together, we're going to make sure you have a great afternoon. This afternoon's show is quite different. Yeah. It is quite different. We're going to have a very different kind of show. Understandably so, because it's been quite a solemn day. It's been a day of reflections, a day of memories. And some of us are not looking forward to the weekend because it's going to be a dark one, a very heavy one as well. As our boss, the real boss, Elvis Kokukwashi, takes the final step home. It's not been such a pleasant day. It's been filled with emotions, sadness. The journey to seeing our boss off started on Wednesday with a very special vigil, a very heavy one as well. God willing, tomorrow he takes the final journey home, Elvis Kokukwashi. So this afternoon on Drive Time on Joy, my brother Manasseh Azuri and I decided to dedicate the show to the memory of Elvis Kokukwashi. We decided to put together his playlist, the songs he would love to listen to. From the gospel tunes to the bobo and the heavy songs that he would sing along. With the help of my brother Manasseh Azuri, we compiled a list of those songs and we'll share them here on Drive Time on Joy while sharing with you some fond memories of Elvis Kokukwashi on Joy 99.7 FM. So I'm really happy that Manasseh joins me today. Hello, Manasseh. Hi, how are you?
Hello, Lexis.
How are you, Manasseh?
Well, it obviously cannot be as fine as it should be.
Yes.
But since we have life, we have to find a way of remembering and celebrating our colleague, friend, mentor. He has different connections with different people, and even with the same person, he used to have different connections at different levels.
Yeah.
So it is only fitting that we celebrate his memory,
Yes.
his legacy, and pray and hope that the good Lord will console and comfort us, especially his family.
You had a working relationship and a very personal friendship as well with him.
Yes, I think my very first connection with the multimedia group started with a call from Elvis one morning, and he said he wanted to have a meeting with me. I was traveling out of the country, so I said when I returned, but he gave me the reason he called, that he wanted me to come and work here. And by the time I came, I had consulted a few people, and the decision to join the multimedia group was made before I met him and Kofi Ansan at the reception. And that was the very first meeting, and things went well. And I started, I think, the next month. That was the 1st of November 2012. And I didn't come here as an investigative journalist. I think if in the past 10 years, the things that have made me stand out are mainly investigative reporting. But during that interview, I told him that I was interested in rural reporting, developmental stories. And he said, well, it was something that Joy FM was very much interested in, so he wouldn't hinder my progress in that regard. Truly, he gave me the opportunity. And after the election, there was somebody who gave me a tip off about some alleged corruption at the then Ghana Youth Employment and Entrepreneurial Development Agency, GIDA. I hadn't really done any investigation, and that was the very first investigation I did. I had done my master's and first degree before coming here, but both in journalism, but I was never taught investigations in either program. So it was to learn on the job, and at the time, I would say Elvis guided me from the very first investigative report I did. I can say the abrasive type when it comes to the work. If I have evidence to call somebody a thief, I wouldn't want to use any other word but a thief. And Elvis would say, no, you have the evidence, you have this, but for ABC reason, do this. We used to have our disagreements and all of that, but eventually things turned out for my good, for the good of the multimedia group, and the good of the country, because together with him, we really did very impactful stories that saved this country hundreds of millions of cedis. And normally, if the pressure starts with you, the journalist, and then they don't succeed, they move on to the one you report to. And so I know a number of journalists in other media houses who did stories that were never published because those editors they reported to did not give them the backing to do that. So I give Elvis a lot of credit for some of the wonderful, the great stories and impactful stories I did here. And even after here, we still work together on some of the top stories. This PPA story, I left the this story about the return bribe that took us to court and all of that. I had left, but we still had a very good working relationship till the very end.
And there was one thing that you both had in common. You loved Bobobo.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I remember when the newsroom was idle, I would put my laptop on, go to YouTube, play. I can carry the laptop to his office and dance. When I was tired, I would get out, and that was the relationship. It was fun.
This afternoon, we share some of those playlists that we know Elvis would have picked out himself. Yeah, majority of them are Bobobo tunes and songs sang in Ebe. And since you speak better Ebe, not like I even speak any Ebe, just a little, but you would help us with what these songs mean. Most of them are quite popular.
Yes.
And people know these songs.
But they would have to pay for it. Because when it comes to music, music has a universal language that everyone understands.
Yeah.
So those that are very necessary, we can say something about it. But generally, when we play 3 songs, we don't do interpretation for my people. So
well, this is for me.
Thank you.
This is actually for me because I'm trying to understand what's going on here.
Okay. And also, when it gets to the Bobobo, somebody requested that you dance. So maybe when it gets there, Bobobo has very danceable tunes. Even if it's a dirge, Bobobo has irresistible rhythm.
Your line is breaking, but Manasseh. Welcome to Drive Time on Joy.